guys, it's me again, Elizabeth. Welcome to another episode on Moments with Lizzie. Today we are glad to have ambushed Engineer Buraimoh Oluwaseyi, the local government chairman of Amuwo Odofin. Come with me.
So once again, welcome to Sarah TV, and my name is Mazi Sydney. Well, it's a pleasure and quite interesting to know that we've been able to ambush Engineer Dr Valentine Buraimoh, the executive chairman of Amuwo Odofin Local Government. And with me here to do justice, to this pretty ambush is Elizabeth. Quite a segment, of course, as a moment with Lizzie on Sarah TV. Lizzie,
hi. Thanks for having us, Mr. Buraimoh.
You are welcome, Lizzie.
May we meet you, please?
I'm Engineer Dr Valentine Oluwaseyi Buraimoh, Executive Chairman, Amuwo Odofin Local Government, Lagos State, Nigeria.
All right, sir. There's this impression that your local government, for mixed feelings, has been in the news most recently. But we are not looking at the direction other than the direction of your performance. How would you score yourself, even though it's not something to say, but how would you score yourself, sir?
Well, I will score myself very high because looking at the terrain where I am, you see, we must take some cognizance. People in Lagos Island, people in Ikoyi, Balende, VI, Iru, Ikeja enjoy so much state presence because most of their roads have been done by Lagos government. Most of what my colleague does in those areas I mentioned, maybe the silting, cleaning of the streets over there. But in local government is a different ball game. And knowing fully well that Amuwo Odofin is sited within an enlightened community. People that are well exposed, well educated. Even some of them are retiree from Lagos State and federal government ministries. So coming to lead in Amuwo Odofin is a top tax that you have to know your onions. And to the glory of God, when we came in, there's a lot of issue, particularly when it comes to infrastructure development. It's in a deplorable state, and I have to move in quickly on road rehabilitation, the construction of drainages, the silting, then cutting down of wide grasses that have turned into bush, within the community, and that's exactly what we did. And to a greater extent, there was a complete relief that they now have elected government in the local government. So from then, they come, they meet us, they demand for improved welfare, improved infrastructure. As listing a government, we do form a committee, to look into the gray areas of the aforementioned areas that are lacking development, that need the focus of the government. And in no time, we are able to address the matter to CDC and CDA, and also the resident associations who are keen into the government to see that things are being done within the local government. And know if we that Amuwo Odofin is surrounded with estates. First Town, we talk of my two local estates, we talk of GRA. These are all estates that make up Amuwo Odofin, except for the indigenous area, Abule Ado, and also the line. Most of the better part of local government are surrounded by estates. And when you go to estate, you must listen to their request, and that has keep on going, and we are doing that to the best of our ability according to the available resources at our disposal. And we have been doing lots of projects, particularly in Amuwo Odofin government. Is it school habitation? Is it road habitation? Is it drainage construction? We also embark on training for our staff, training of our teachers in primary schools to be acquainted with current curriculum of the superb, in Lagos, so that our pupils will compete with other pupils in the private school, and they have been doing very well. One of our pupils came second in spelling bee in Lagos State, as a result of improved infrastructure in their school. We invited almost all the schools now to modern standard, so they can go and study now under a conducive atmosphere. Likewise, in the area of security too, prior to my coming in, Amuwo Odofin was almost a dead zone, where all form of criminalities being perpetrated. Like you remember about 4 years ago, there was a bank attack or bank robbery at 4th Avenue, and also a high rate of kidnapping, raping, and rest of them. But with the glory of God, with my effort and working in conjunction with operatives, the NNCDC, that's Civil Defense, the Nigerian Police, the DSS, Nigerian Army, Navy, Air Force, working in tandem up to custom and immigration, for the alien that come within to our area that we don't know, that to be identified or sent back to where they come from. So with this, we're able to secure our environment, that people can now live under a safe and secure environment, and business now thrive in the local government.
Okay, there's this interesting part of it. That's to say that your working condition in the local government, amongst your staff, has been greatly improved. We want to believe that's true. And if it is true, how have you been able to do it? Except it's not true, let the people know.
See, for any government, be it state, be it federal, and be it local government, you see, when we came in as elected officials, we made a system. And the system are called civil servants. They are career officer. We already employ them. We met them there. And we want to work with them. So the best bet we could do is to call to them, let know where they are lacking in the area of their welfare, to make them committed to the job at hand. And we must make them to be happy. So when I came, what I did was that, first and foremost, I increase the interest per department. I improve their staff welfare bonus, and also put money in this revolving loan. They run cooperative, so that every of the staff that want to buy something access that loan, and there's a period of time that he or she have to pay it back. So I put a lot of money into that revolving loan and other welfare packages for the council officials, and that will what prompt them to do, according to the dream I have for the council in the area of, dividend of democracy, giving dividend of democracy to the people, because there's no way I can achieve it. We have the best of them in each department. Head of department, graduate, most of them are even up to MSc, HND holders, and they've disciplined themselves to those that they are guru in their field. And that's why I call it career officer. So, like for example, now in the work department now, we have the council engineer, the correct. Is a member of corporate, member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So we can see the caliber of the team we have in the local government system. So we can't take those people for granted. And for us to do well in every strata of government, you must take their input, you must share your view, your dream with them, and carry them along to give the desired result that they want. So there's no way we cannot improve their living standard. That will support them to give you the best.
Okay. Among your people in Amuwo Odofin environment, would you want to tell us that everyone is happy with you?
Yes, of course, yes. Capital, yes. See, Amuwo Odofin is a cosmopolitan local government. And what do I mean by that? There's no tribe in Nigeria that is not domiciled in Amuwo Odofin local government. And also, we also have religious leaders doing very well in Amuwo Odofin local government. And as government, you need the citizenry to support your government. If there's a government and the people there don't support that government, it will be pretty difficult for that government to achieve any result. So we have to carry them along, make it an open door policy for your government. They must have free access to the office, to your person as chairman or whoever ranking officer you are. They have issues to complain about. You won't listen to them. You might even share idea with them. They can even provide you a solution. So these are the things that we are doing here. And for us to coexist peacefully among all the tribe in Nigeria that is opposite the local government, that means you carry them along your government. And they have different tribes. The Igbos group, we have Igbos group, we have the South group.
In the locality.
They call themselves the energy of the nation. We have the Arewa, Northern, even the Western man too. We have them here. And we must carry them along in our government. We cannot segregate. We are in this evil one country called Nigeria. So our nature have endowed them to domicile in this place. And most of them are doing very well in their businesses. Like I said, some of them are scholars, some of them are educated, elite people. So we must put whatever we are doing to the public to see what we are anticipating to do, how it will cut their fancy, that will generate their support for our government. And they also provide solutions to some problems that we have. Like our city now, most of the city now are now fixing their road, constructing drainages, sweeping their roads in their, like I said, Amuwo Odofin surrounded by estate, and they secure also their estate. So it makes the job more easier for us. There's a relief from the pressure, that normal pressure that I can get from other local government. So these are the things that I'm keeping up going. And I can tell you categorically, Amuwo Odofin today is the most peaceful local government in Lagos State. The most peaceful local government. I stand to be challenged. They even call me peace ambassador. But when I came, I was able to resolve the rank and file within the community to come together as one. And in the time past, it has not been like that. Everybody work at their different strata. Yes, now we are together. Unlike before. Before now, we have government having issue, even with the police area commander, the government is sitting, having issue with security agencies.
In the last administration. But in this government, we are working together. That is why anytime we hear of any gathering or illegal gathering, we call the security operatives to go and discharge them. If they will make arrests, if you cannot convince them, you will take it to court. So this thing make everywhere to be safe, to be secured, because you can't be roaming about the street without doing anything. And what I did also too was to empower the youth in different areas of their field. Most of even the local government IGR were given to the local youth that domicile in the local government, and they brought the idea themselves. So for us to engage them, we give them the opportunity to bring the idea, to do what they brought. And today, they are generating revenue for us. They too are smiling to back. So, and I do mind is devil's workshop. So by the time we are able to keep them busy, they have no time. Meaningfully busy.
They have no time to gather or be sitting down doing nothing. So we are able to do that. Even we organized skill acquisition training for our young ones, for our ladies, our mothers. Soap making, bead making, cake making, all those stuff. They were trained and they were empowered with little resources. And they are doing something from their house. And some of them are now even go to the that they're not renting a shop. And the business is ongoing. So Amuwo Odofin, unlike before, where the youth are restless, have nothing to do, and they have no choice than to form trouble to make any living. But in this government, to the glory of God Almighty, and with the support of the narrative of the government, that thing has come to tell the past. But today, you hardly hear of any crime in Amuwo Odofin. Even during the lockdown, the pandemic, when the old long want to hijack the lockdown in other local governments, in Amuwo Odofin, they cannot even cross to this place.
It wasn't experienced.
From Ajegule here, you can't cross to this place.
It wasn't experienced at all.
At all, because our security are on ground. We have security meetings. I provided vehicle for the Nigerian Police Area A Command to assist them in the lockdown, whatever, in the guidelines or whatever. So we are able to work in tandem with people that matter and stakeholders that are on ground.
All right, sir. This is quite interesting. But then, can we look at your relationship with, the political class, and of course, the elites within the locality. How is it?
Well, I will say with my party, APC, it is wonderful. Because if your party is having issues with you, the ground will shake. Because this is the grassroots government. This is the government that they are closest to. And if they don't have that access to the leadership of the council that is from their party, then there will be a problem. So it's because we extend our hands of fellowship even outside our party. And we give everybody a sense of belonging. And we address issues that put us on their welfare. That put us on their welfare. So there's no reason or cause for any misunderstanding between the party members and the general public. Because we show ourselves as our brother's keeper, that we must join hands together to move our local government forward. The success of local government does not lie on the leadership of the council alone. It lies on the generality. If the council is peaceful, people enjoy. If the council is full of crisis, people suffer. So for the fact that we are enjoying a peaceful coexistence in local government, now even do make attract business entrepreneurs from outside to establish a business among Odofin, saying it is safe for business. And that has improved our economy in local government. Our high jazz has improved, even despite the COVID-19, has improved because people feel safe to do business in our local government. So that is what has been keep us going. That there's no noise in the council, unlike the previous time that every day, every week, you see one thing or the other. People chasing each other, gunshots and that.
All right, let's go a bit economical. Let's go into the economy and the finances. Now we understand that within the span of 3 years, you've gotten not so huge allocation from the state government. The little you've been able to get, would you want to spread that across the board for us?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Well, we came in 2017, and that was the time the nation is hit by recession. Unlike the period of Jonathan, where we have excess crude oil,
there was a boom.
The whole thing crashed down. And Nigeria, after today, except for the little VAT, we depend on oil. And that situation has made our economy now to diverse into other sectors, so that we will not rely on one sector to generate revenue for us. Even despite that, we can't be telling the people that there's no money. So we must work with available resources to solve the anticipating problem of the community, which is very, very key. Even some of them doesn't even need huge amounts of money. Some of them need just a little amount of money, but with people that have technical know-how, and it will be done. And like I said, when we came in, the major problem we're having, particularly in Amuwo Odofin, was road. Virtually, our road was impassable.
Road infrastructure?
Yes, was impassable. And to that extent, we take our focus to road construction from this day one. In fact, my first 2 weeks, I've completed a project. I mean, a road project.
Within 2 weeks of
the
office?
Yes. Because our road was so deplorable. And for us to show that there's no sheriff in town, we must send a message that now we have elected chairman. Now, prior to my coming in, we have appointed to executive secretary. They are appointed. So we must show that we are elected government. People want to see the dividend of democracy. And for our party to continue to win elections, we must be productive and we must take accountability. So we must take the government to the next level. And that's what I've pushed us to this level that we are today. And that virtually now all our roads are stable with paving stone. In fact, I even stopped using asphalt now. We're using paving, even up to any spot patching. Now we use paving stone, which can stand the test of time. because of the pressure on road.
Okay, maybe as an engineer anyway.
Yes, no, when Festac was created in 1977, it was for festivity, the Black Festival. But along the line, it became a resident. And people now took in. But now, the population of Festac alone cannot be less than 3 million, 4 million.
That is, you're having explosion.
Yes, so you can imagine the pressure on the road. And virtually all and you can see the volume of vehicle that pass through our road on a daily basis. There's a pressure on the road itself.
What message do you have for Dr Valentine Oluwaseyi and the Lagos State government as a whole?
Well, I want to appreciate our national leader of our party, All Progressive Congress APC, Dr Valentine Oluwaseyi. He's a God-sent man. He's a leader with a vision. He's a leader that always wants his country first before even his personal need.
He's a selfless.
He's a selfless man, and this is a man that has touched many lives. This is a man that has taken Nigeria to where it is today. To the glory of God, he supported Buhari to become the president of the country. Actually, Buhari have tried other parties, have tried other women in Nigeria. He couldn't achieve it. But with Ashwaju, to the glory of God, he became the president of Nigeria. And we have seen the part of APC government in the last 5 years compared to the 16 years of PDP. And that's the reality. We can now use rail in Nigeria today now. And by the time we're using rail now, we use the pressure on the road. And our airspace now is doing very well. More airlines have been given operational licenses to reduce the fee or we are paying. The airfare. So it has given more it has given the economy more robust boost and keep moving. That is why Nigeria today now can compete with most of the African countries now in recent time. And recently, ECOWAS have made Buhari their leader, even during COVID-19, because of the way and manner, the leadership style our president showed during this pandemic. So Nigeria is exceptional, and we give glory to our Almighty God. We thank our President Buhari, we thank Ashwaju, and the good people of APC that have made this government a successful one.
Okay, sir. Before you go, we would like to ask if giving more allocation to what you've gotten so far within the span of 3 years. Even though people want to say, okay, they will need you to do accountability, maybe publicly or something or so. But if giving more allocation, what is it that you want to put down as a legacy from such action?
If there's more money, there's more infrastructure development. You see, I have the blueprints of numerous projects I want to do.
But like a certain focus?
Yes, I have numerous of projects in blueprint lined up for action, but you know the dilemma is the available resources. So if I have more resources, there will be more infrastructure development, because that is what people feel and see.
Okay.
You get, because they will use road, they will use drainages, you know, the safety of the environment, the cleanness of the environment, the schools will be well renovated. The ambience of the school will encourage the students or the pupils to study. And these are the things that, the more resources can give us the opportunity to do to the people. So it's strictly for infrastructure development if we have access to more fund.
All right, sir. Can you tell us, maybe on the final notes, I don't know, maybe from this, but can you tell us, you know, all about the modern primary healthcare projects that you are embarking on?
Well, it's like part of my coming in, I don't know why, I'm an engineer profession, but I really cherish healthcare. Maybe I would have loved to be a doctor, I wouldn't know, because I've given health my first priority once I'm elected during my campaign. And to the glory of God, I can say I'm the first council chairman here that will do a free surgery for what do you call it? This surgery.
Okay. Sister.
No, Fibroid.
Okay.
You know, for about 30 patients, and they are all successful.
At a stretch?
At a stretch, 30 patients.
At a stretch.
And these patients have been carrying this monster called fibroid for minimum of 10, 11, 12 years. You can see they live in their life. It's somebody carrying a load permanently.
But the whole of his 10 came successful.
30. 30.
The
Successful.
whole of the first
Successful to the glory of God. Successful. Today they're happy. Some of them are getting pregnant. You know, this thing compete with pregnancy. That's why you see young ladies, you know, losing their pregnancy because they compete with pregnancy, and they give testimony to what that thing has cost them in their life, and now they have the relief. And my purpose of building the ultramodern PSC is because the numerous number of people that come to our PSC on a daily basis is enormous, and we cannot accommodate them. And the one we have, the state one we have in First Gate, mother and child, their fee
is stretched.
Their fee, no, their fee is driving them away. The fee, and we are doing it for you for free.
Completely free.
So you can imagine the trooping here, you know, the flow, the inflow into this place, and we can say because they are coming, we won't prepare for them. So we have to make sure that we have a befitting PSC, first of its kind in Nigeria. It's a mini general hospital, even where a minimal surgery can be carried out. So, and we have all lab will be there, scanning, everything will be there. We have dentists, we have eye doctor, and they have their own section. You know, these are common, you know. Now, once I attain the age, you want to use glasses. So, with doctors of that nature, and giving them glasses at a very reduced price, can have them access to a healthy living.
Mr. Valentine, we'll wrap up, but then we want to ask you, would it be safe to say that you want a second time in office?
To the glory of God Almighty, I made it bold to say it, because like I said, I have lined up of good works that I want to do for the people of local government. I want to take Amuwo Odofin from this present situation where we are to the next level. And you know that this local government is so blessed, both in natural and human resources, and they need the right leaders to lead. And I can say for the past 3 years now, people have embraced my government. People have seen my government as an open door policy. People walk freely into the council, walk freely into my office, and we discuss salient issues that's bothering us. So I pray for God Almighty to grant me second time in office.